What a standout masterclass performance by Sean Brady. This is what the welterweight division needed. An impressive top-rank win to separate themselves from the rest of the pack because all of the top welterweights are around the title picture. I called the 4th round submission pick too. I had Sean Brady submitting Leon Edwards in the 4th round, and Sean Brady, in my opinion, is the 2nd best welterweight in the world, as I've said before. Only Bilal is better than him, and he goes out there and dominates the former champion, submits him in the 4th round with a mounted guillotine. To get that kind of submission means you did a lot of things right, and man is Sean Brady one of the best grapplers in the entire UFC. This was so dominant, and in my opinion, very exciting grappling at the highest level. The positions he was able to transition through, the small techniques to keep Leon on the mat, or even to get the guillotine itself. Like the way he got it, he pushed up Leon's head with his elbow, putting it closer to his side, and comboing that into a quick guillotine, passes into full mount, one arms it, keeping balance on top until he was ready to secure it with both hands. He got some really good takedowns in the beginning of the 2nd round. He shot a double leg at the very beginning, masked it behind a punch, the classic wrestler combo. Throw a big punch, gets the opponent's hands up high, open up the legs and hips, easy for a double leg, and dominated the entire round off of that. And it also sets a precedent for Leon to respect the beginning of every round, allowing Brady to take control of the center. But not only did he out-grapple and out-wrestle Leon Edwards, but he also had a lot of good moments in the striking as well, landing a flurry of punches, exploding in with like a 3-punch combination, and it was a clear difference between what the two fighters were trying to do with their striking. Brady was just trying to pressure him and land a combination of punches instead of one big shot. Leon was looking for the perfect shot. Specifically, that left elbow was thrown so many times to try to get the knockout. He tried to land it as Brady was coming in, right? That was Leon Edwards' headshot dead moment, right? He was trying to find the perfect shot. At the highest level, especially with the evolution of the sport, it's gonna be a lot harder to do that. When he hit Kamaru Usman with the head kick, that was like a lightning in the bottle kind of moment. Every fighter fighting Leon from now on knows not to give him those kind of openings, knows not to stand at range and give him the perfect shot. And the thing is, he did land some of the elbows. He landed a very good uppercut, all off the left side, and Brady just ate every single one of them, continuously walking Leon to the fence, pressuring him, throwing the big right hand into a takedown, double legging him. And Leon was talking about how Sean Brady was too small, right? He's too small for the weight class. He's too small to fight me. Yet he got overpowered. And Brady said after the fight, he weighs 198 pounds, which is heavy. He's a short fighter, but he's very strong. Combining that with some of the best skill in grappling, I mean, this guy's gonna be very hard to beat. It's exactly what I was talking about before, watching his Gilbert Burns performance. And this fight was on short notice. He didn't even have a full training camp to fight Leon either. But I think it was a good or long enough of a training camp to get his cardio up to par. So throughout the striking, it was Sean Brady with the outside foot advantage, which a lot of times gives that fighter also the advantage in pressure. Whoever's stepping off on the outside is going to be the one who's walking forward. The one who's not doing that, the one who has his foot on the inside while in neutral, is going to be the one who's moving away. And for a fighter who's as well-rounded and as good at grappling as Sean Brady, that's only going to help him. The entire 2nd round, Leon landed no significant strikes, 0. And in the 3rd round, it was like 3 significant strikes. He wasn't able to get going because his opponent was able to put the pressure on him from the very beginning of the fight. And every fighter who goes up against Leon, unless they just want to entertain the kickboxing match, they're gonna do that, right? This is mixed martial arts. This is how a high-level mixed martial artist should be fighting. And the reason why Brady's flurries were landing was because Leon kept extending both of his hands forward, right? He was getting into that instinctual mummy guard without any actual purpose for it. He was just reacting by using his reach to keep the opponent away. Well, if the punches are able to get past the hands, they're going to land on the head, which is unguarded. And Leon didn't have any head movement, really. I mean, he just wanted to keep distance. So Brady was able to land some of those punches, especially his straights, after the big hook that initiates the combo, right? So he was creating openings for himself to land the 2nd or 3rd punch, knowing that the first one was more of a start up to the combinations to create openings. Sean Brady kept going to the low feint, given the look that he's going to shoot a takedown. This is also going to get Leon to move away and keep Leon guessing. Is he going to throw more flurries? Is he going to shoot the takedown? I don't know what's coming from Sean Brady. And that seemed to be all of Leon's defense. Either that or he would clinch up with Brady. In fact, sometimes he would be the one who initiates the clinch first, which is one of the moments in the fight that show that Leon doesn't have the highest fight IQ, right? Clinching up with Brady and then in the 3rd round shooting a takedown against Brady. And it's like, okay, it looks like Leon doesn't know how to fight this guy. He's not doing too well in the striking. He should try to keep the fight standing, but he can't keep distance on him the entire time because Brady just keeps putting pressure on him. So therefore he looks to clinch up. I mean, he had success in the clinch against Usman, but every fighter learns from those kind of performances. Brady knew what Leon was capable of in the clinch. And the thing is, Leon doesn't change the way he fights. He'll change certain strikes he throws, but the rhythm is the same, the way he moves is the same, and him moving away from the opponent is going to be the same. All it comes down to is just understanding which strike is Leon going to throw with the same kind of rhythm he always fights with. So you see here in the clinch, which Leon initiates it, as Brady was throwing this flurry of punches, he was negating the offense using his clinch. So Brady has the left underhook, Leon has the left single collar, and he's also controlling the right wrist of Sean Brady with his own right hand. Brady's able to pull his hand away, throw an uppercut. Leon lets go of the single collar in response and tries to grab onto the hand to stop the punches from that side. He has good head position, pushing Brady back, and Brady has shifted his body position to be more bladed, like angular, not standing in front of him squared, but more sideways, and this gives an opening for Leon to throw a knee. Exactly what Sean Brady wanted. He gave Leon the opening for the knee by angling his body into the knee, and as soon as Leon throws that knee, Sean Brady goes to trip out the other leg, gets the fight to the ground. High level stuff from Sean Brady. And after that first takedown in the second round, Sean Brady pushes him up against the fence, and Leon is fighting off the hands, which is actually something he's very good at. The best quality of Leon's grappling is his hand fighting. He was doing that successfully against Sean Brady, but instead of trying to take him down the traditional way, a single leg, double leg, picking him up and slamming him, something like that, Brady trips Leon and sits back to pull Leon on top of himself. So this was a risky move for Sean Brady, but he needed to get the fight to the ground, and he was confident in his abilities to do so. So he punches his own hand inward to grab onto the shoulder. The punch turns into a grip. This is something like what Ronda Rousey used to do in the stand-up, like throw a big hook and then grab the single collar with it. So Brady's punching, grabs onto the shoulder, pulling Leon flat to his back, and at the same time, he throws his left arm across the chest to pin Leon to the mat, rolling on top from under. And then eventually Leon explodes to rotate out, but Brady throws in the seatbelt. Pretty much he has one arm over the shoulder and then one arm under the other side. It's a strong controlling position for Sean Brady, and then he pulls Leon inward, showing some of his strength. And with that pull, he's opening up an attachment for his own hook. After a few ground and pound to distract Leon and rack up on points in the meantime, he then focuses on the other hook by pushing Leon's leg down. He gets the body triangle, and Leon is going nowhere from there. He is stuck in that position. He could theoretically try to turn into the lock, but Brady wasn't going to let him. It's a different level when Sean Brady has your back compared to anyone else that Leon Edwards has fought. But the thing is, Sean Brady gives up the position himself. Leon wasn't able to get out of that, but maybe Brady didn't want to fatigue his legs by holding onto it. Might as well stay on top, controlling with his entire body weight instead of just like his legs. It's a lot less fatigue on the body if you're just holding top position compared to a body triangle. And Leon turtles into him, but Brady counters with the threat of a guillotine, putting Leon into the mat again. From one submission threat to keep the position rather than a finish, he looks for a Kimura opening. Right, that guillotine threat wasn't to get a finish. It was just to keep his position on top, knowing that Leon was trying to get up. So then he wants to get the Kimura as he's in half guard, having his body position across Leon's upper body. Right, so he has that right arm there that he wants to attack. And Brady throws body shots until he notices that Leon raises his arm up off of the mat to defend by getting bicep control. So what Brady does is he just raises his arm slightly, knowing that Leon will follow with his arm to keep that control, right? He doesn't want to get punched in the body again, but he also doesn't see the Kimura. So as his arm raises, there's the opening for Brady to slide his right arm behind Leon's, and he keeps his arm there the entire time until he's ready to actually secure the Kimura. There are times he's not even actually going for it, but he keeps his arm there. With his body weight on top of that side, Leon cannot budge off Sean Brady and then pull out his arm. Sean Brady's trapping his own arm under Leon's until eventually Brady explodes for the Kimura. He grabs onto it quick and tries to crank on it, but Leon straightens his arm out of that explosion and defends the submission. But Brady never stops working after a failed submission. He passes into full mount immediately after. Leon quickly reacts by giving up his back. So rotating over is something that Leon always does. We saw this plenty of times against Kamaru Usman. But Usman is not a kind of fighter who has the same kind of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills, right? He finds out that Brady is no Kamaru Usman. Brady is dangerous on the ground and one of the best grapplers in the UFC. Brady gets the hooks in again and just throws ground and pound shots. And at one point, he had only one hook in and was balancing himself by keeping his other foot all the way back so he doesn't fall over to that side as he's laying the hands on Leon Edwards. But a few of those shots did land to the back of the head. Maybe at some point there could have been a point deduction or something like that, but I mean, who knows? It could have changed the fight somewhat, but I don't think Leon was winning this fight regardless. And then eventually Leon turns into Brady, turtled again, but notice how Brady lifts Leon's left leg to where Leon is now only balancing himself on his lower back and his right elbow, which isn't going to move anywhere, right? He doesn't want to be flattened on his side. So he's going to be posting on his elbow no matter what. That's keeping him up. But both of his feet are up in the air. This lets Brady position himself with less risk of reversals, escapes, or submissions. Very calculated at all times as Brady. It's like no matter what the position is on the ground, he's always one step ahead. This is the fight to watch to see what levels to grappling actually means. But in the third round, there was some good takedown defense from Leon Edwards. He was able to sprawl on the takedown and get back up. I think Brady made a mistake by showing him the low slow feint first before he shot the takedown. So it's like telling Leon, yo, I'm gonna shoot a takedown, and then he shoots a takedown after, you know? Then Leon was the one who shoots a takedown. So he went from defending the takedown, the one major success he had against the wrestling of Sean Brady, to then shooting his own takedown. It's almost like he got way too overconfident, or he just didn't know how to fight this guy. Might as well shoot a takedown. Why not, right? Well, it lost him the entire round. And here's the thing, the timing was actually good because Sean Brady was throwing that flurry forward and Leon timed it to get under the punches and going for the takedown, but the execution and the form of the takedown were awful. Like if Bilal Muhammad did that, he probably would have gotten that takedown. But Leon, he's just not as good at it. So Brady sprawls on top. Leon's able to get back up to his feet, but gets snapped down to the ground again. Bro, it's like Brady just cannot let him enjoy any success he has in the grappling. Like if Leon succeeds in any way, Brady just shuts it down right after, you know? But then watch how Brady rolls Leon to his back. This is actually slick. So he shifts his body from in front of Leon to positioning himself to the side. Look where his legs are now. And from there, he drops his shoulder to the mat with the headlock and rotates Leon to get him on his back, and then he just jumps up on top while holding onto that guillotine. Back into half guard in that same position that he tried to get the Kimura in before. And then Leon gives Sean Brady an opening for the full mount. He turns into Brady, who passes right through very quickly. And then watch here how Brady rotates Leon. This is something a lot of other fighters don't do. He hooks under Leon's right ankle. See that hook right there? And then he pushes into it, where he's like kicking back into it, turning Leon's knee inward, which is going to force himself to rotate. It's almost like a lever, right? He pulls on the lever and it causes Leon to rotate. Really cool mechanics right there from Sean Brady. And all Leon wanted was to get to the fence. He needed to wall walk. He needed to get back up to his feet by using the fence. This is something he did against Kamaru Usman, but again, this is not Kamaru Usman. Usman's great at different things. Every fighter has different skills. This is Sean Brady's world. He is the best grappler Leon has ever fought in his entire career. So as he tries to get to the fence, Brady just jumps on his back, gets the hooks in. Tries to fight for the rear naked choke, letting ground and pound shots, and Leon just could not get up. He was able to fight off the choke because, again, Leon's best quality is his ability to fight off the hands, but he couldn't get out of the position. He also landed some back of the head shots there too. And in the fourth round, very interestingly, Brady throws a flurry, landing the right hand, and Leon's able to rotate at the same time and pushes away. So now Sean Brady is close to the fence. This is the opportunity for Leon Edwards to apply pressure with his striking, and he just doesn't. He doesn't do anything. He just moves away. He's in the fourth round of a fight. He lost every round so far. He needs to go for the finish. He has Sean Brady in the position to actually do something here to win the fight, right? He's never going to get a better chance than what he has right here. And what does he do? He moves away. Sean Brady moves forward and then starts pressuring Leon with an outside foot jab that not only gets Leon to move back, but also angular into the fence again. He's not moving him in a straight line, he's moving him on an angle. So then Brady throws a flurry of punches again. Leon tries to counter him with the elbow, the same exact technique he's been working with the entire fight, and again, it wasn't enough. And Brady was able to push Leon to the fence again. He cuts off the cage as well, throws that classic wrestler combo. Right hand gets Leon's hands up, opening for the takedown, pulls him off the fence, and gets a double leg takedown. So in that same position in half guard, Brady starts throwing some soft ground and pound, right? Nothing big there. Some of them might have landed to the back of the head again, but that's when Brady pushes up Leon's head with his elbow and then gets the guillotine. Amazing win from Sean Brady. What a performance, man. This is one of the best fighters in the welterweight division. This is the kind of stuff I expected from Sean Brady in this fight. In fact, he fought even better than I thought he was going to, right? I knew he would dominate the ground game. I knew he would out-wrestle Leon. I knew he would land punches in the stand-up. I was confident in Sean Brady winning this fight, but he did it even more dominant than I thought he would. He might be even better than how much praise I've been giving him. And with the praise I was giving him, a lot of people were saying I was like overestimating him. And it's like, he's even better. He's even better than I was saying. It's crazy. And for the next fight, it should be Bilal Muhammad. Some people say, what about Shavkat? Shavkat should not get the title shot over Sean Brady. His best win is Ian Gary on short notice, a decision win, and he had his back taken in the 5th round. Bro, Sean Brady dominated Leon and finished him, and he was the one going into that on short notice. Both guys are on win streaks, but the thing is, Brady did get TKO'd by Bilal Muhammad. At the same time, though, when you look at the biggest wins versus biggest wins, Brady has the bigger wins. He beat Leon, which is better than any of Shavkat's wins. Not only the opponent, but also the performance. And he also beat Gilbert Burns. Ian Gary in a full camp is better than Gilbert Burns, I would say. I don't know about short notice, though, right? I don't think a short notice Ian Gary is a better fighter than full camp Gilbert Burns. But regardless, it should be Sean Brady next. He should fight the winner of Bilal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena. And then you do Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Joaquin Buckley for the #1 contender. And you could do Leon versus Ian Gary. That's a perfect fight. So I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. If you guys did, make sure you give it a like. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. What did you guys think of Sean Brady's performance? And Leon's as well. Were you impressed with his grappling? And where do you think he stands in the welterweight division? Would you give him a title shot or another fight? So leave in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.